Hey everyone, Andy Moore here with a very important update from People Not Politicians. I know it's been a while since our last weekly update, but behind the scenes, we've been very busy, and apparently the state legislature has been as well. So there's going to be a lot of activity about redistricting over the next several months, and it all starts next week when the legislature hosts their first 4 town hall meetings about redistricting. It's a good start, but there's some real problems with how they're doing it. First of all, there will be a total of 18 meetings between both chambers, but only 2 meetings are in Oklahoma City and 2 are in the Tulsa metro area, despite the fact that those areas represent more than half the population of the state. They only get 4 meetings total, and then 14 through the rest of the state. With all the meetings you can attend in person or watch virtually. If you're attending in person, you probably want to know that there's going to be no standardized COVID-19 precautions across events. They're just following the guidelines for each individual venue or place the meeting's happening, and that's determined by what city it's in. There will be a virtual viewing option for some of the meetings, but not all of them. The virtual option is view only too, so you can watch, but you can't ask questions or give any feedback in real time. Instead, you'll need to contact your state House representative or your state senator with any questions and then wait for their response. Now, you can also send general feedback about redistricting to the House Redistricting Office. The staff there told me yesterday that everything submitted will be reviewed and compiled for the redistricting committees, but I don't think that's happening until after all the town halls are complete. And so if you're asking a question, you might not get a response for a couple of months. Now, while we certainly applaud the legislature for holding public meetings about redistricting, that's a nice change, doing them now at a time when COVID cases are spiking and hospitals are literally overflowing with patients isn't just irresponsible, it's arguably dangerous. In fact, as I sit here today, my own mother is in the ICU battling COVID, and I had 2 of my close friends let me know earlier today that they lost members of their close family to the disease this week. This is very real, and it's only going to get worse over the next couple of months. So due to this ongoing COVID crisis, we are calling on the legislature to do the sensible thing and postpone some of those redistricting town halls until later in the spring. The State Department of Health expects to have multiple vaccines ready for distribution later this month, and that will continue through the spring. There's no reason to put more Oklahomans' lives at risk by holding these meetings right now. At the very least, the legislature could use a virtual format that allows the public to participate and ask questions in real time. I mean, isn't the point of these meetings so that the legislature can collect information from the public that they will then use to draw the maps? Now, we understand that many Oklahomans don't have access to reliable, high-speed internet that's necessary to participate in virtual meetings like these, and that is another issue that the legislature should definitely address this session. But for that reason, well, we do support holding in-person meetings, just not now, not when there's a raging viral pandemic that is already overwhelming our healthcare system. Let's wait until it's safe and try to help flatten the curve now so that more Oklahomans can spend Christmas with their families. Here on our end of things, at People Not Politicians, we will also begin hosting virtual meetings next week. We're offering a free webinar almost every week through the end of January, and that webinar will teach you 3 things. First, it's an overview of the legislature's redistricting process and a timeline that they're working on. Second, a mini Speak Up School that teaches you how to participate in public meetings, how to organize your thoughts and give public testimony. And third, we're going to talk about how to use this online tool called Representable, which was created by some really smart people at Princeton University. It's being used across the country. It's basically a way to crowdsource information from the community to help states, commissions or legislatures or boards or whomever is drawing the maps, to help them draw maps that are more fair and that better represent the people who live there. Representable is a tremendous resource, and it allows you to basically draw your community based on the same census blocks that the legislature will be using to draw their maps. Now, we've created a community mapping drive in which all of our collective maps will be stored, and then we can share that drive, all those files, with the legislature. They can import them straight into their mapping software, set up a layer for that, and get a better understanding of what voters view as our communities of interest. Now, you can sign up and add your map at representable.org/maps/people-not-politicians. Okay, that was a mouthful, so I'll just put the link in the video description and you can just click it that way. Deal? My fellow Oklahomans, here's the deal, okay? The legislature promised to conduct redistricting this year in an open and transparent manner. But in order for that to happen, we have to do our part. If we don't participate, then the politicians will just draw the maps however they want. And history tells us that when politicians do redistricting however they want, it ends up not being very fair for you. Now, I want you to know that your voice matters, and we want to help you make sure your voice is heard throughout the redistricting process. Thank you for watching this, and thanks for your ongoing support. As a reminder, you can learn more about redistricting and make a donation at peoplenotpoliticians.org. You can also sign up there for one of those webinars I mentioned. In fact, we're calling it Make Redistricting Fair again, so you can't miss it. Thanks, y'all. Stay safe.